Can I even trust you if you're not as obsessed as I am with this soap? Welcome back to Spooks and Spanks! My name is Alicia, but you can call me Spooks, and some people have qualified me as a soap wizard. I'm so excited to have you back today. As many of you know, Bramble Berry just launched their newest collection called Prism, and I thought we would celebrate that occasion today with something back from 2021. Bramble Berry is a fantastic company that is known for their high-quality fragrance oils and soap ingredients. I'll leave a little 10% code right here for you guys if ever you wanted to try out their Prism collection or anything off of their website. I haven't remade this soap since 2021, and since that time, there wasn't a moment where I haven't thought about remaking it. It's just so great. But it featured 8 different colors. For anybody who knows a bit about soap making, you know that the more colors you have, the more complicated it gets. So I've been really wanting to make this soap, but I haven't had the perfect occasion to remake it. In 2021, I launched this soap that was called Prisma. I just thought it was perfectly fitting for me to retry this today. We'll also be using a fragrance called Rainbow Sherbet. All the fruit lovers, rejoice. It's going to be vibrant, it's going to be colorful, so without wasting any more of your time, let's get to making some magic. Shall we? Hello everybody! I have my gloves on, I have my glasses on, and this time around I have some arm covers, just like the ones that we used to wear in high school. I have my oil bucket right here with all of my oils, but I'm separating it in 6 different colors. So this is the oils for one color only. In goes my lye solution. There we go. That's just enough lye solution and oils for one layer. I'm making, once again, a small batch just to test out this wonderful fragrance. We're gonna blend it up and then put our color in and the fragrance. I told you it's gonna be nice and bright. Oops. I like to mix my colorants with a little bit of olive oil before pouring it into the soap batter. In goes just a tad bit of fragrance oil. I'm using Rainbow Sherbet today by Bramble Berry. It says that it discolors to off-white in cold processed soap, but behaves well. The discoloration to off-white is not worrisome to me. The fact that it behaves well is just perfect. It seems like it's performing real good, so I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it with my stick blender. I feel like it's just a little bit too pink. This is the one I was looking for, the neon orange. Look at how orange this is. That should do the trick. We want as less of the previous color in the next color, you know? Let's go with the orange batter. This color is fantastic. I don't know what it reminds me of. Papaya? These layers will be thin. That's just what we want to do. Try and get the sides all cleaned up so that when you cut your bar soap, you won't have streaks on the side. I think it's looking perfect. All right, time to clean this so that I can make my yellow. Like I mentioned yesterday or the day before, that other time that I filmed that video, this fragrance reminds me of fruit smoothie. It's really incredible and juicy. The name like Rainbow Sherbet, you can't have something that's not too fruity. Is it the orange that's reminding me of papaya, or is it the fragrance? By the end of this process and repeating the pouring of the oils and the pouring of the lye solution, I will remember the exact numbers I need to retain every time. Repetition is key. We're blending the oils. Goes the yellow. And I put a whole lot of mica powder in this because yellows have a tendency of fading. I used to have a neon yellow and I don't know where it went. I'm blaming the color goblins. A little bit of fragrance in this color without dripping any too much on the table. And we're back to blending it up. Still too thin of a trace for me. While I'm mixing, I might as well do a little bit of an Instagram reel. Pro tip for anyone who runs a small business: if you can film things in slow motion. I don't know what's up with slow motion, my friends, but everything looks so much more grandiose in slow motion. Come to think of it, you watch an action movie and there's an explosion and there's the cool guy just walking ahead, not even looking at how cool an explosion is. That whole shot is 98% always done in slow motion. This one is finally coming up to a nice medium trace, which would have been great for making pretty swirls, but I want it to be just a tad bit thicker. I'll bring back my molds. The orange layer has set up quite nicely. The way you know that is when you jiggle it like this, the soap doesn't jiggle. Enough for you not to be too worried about piercing the layer underneath it. I may have blended a little bit too much, but if I tap this down, it'll be all right. I won't blend so hard, I think. I jinxed myself. This yellow is the perfect shade of yellow for Simpsons skin. Can you imagine how weird The Simpsons would be as a show if they had given The Simpsons like flesh color instead of yellow? I wonder what the reasoning behind coloring them yellow was. Soap designs like this are always a bit tricky to do, but so satisfying once you cut into them. I don't know what went through my mind at that time in 2021 when I was like, you know, I can do this. It's either I do not feel confident at all in my capabilities, or I'm like, you know what, let's just go for it. I'll wing it. Let me just wing it. Have you ever wondered if you can make soap without using a lye solution? Which I understand why that question happens, because lye can sometimes be a little bit scary to work with. The answer is no. You can't make cold processed soap without using a lye solution. You can make a melt and pour solution, which can either be a Syndet formula, meaning a synthetic detergent formula, or a melt and pour solution that the lye has already cured in it. So you don't have to be afraid of it. All you have to do is melt it and then pour it into your molds. But the answer is, if you want to make cold processed soap without using lye, you cannot. In goes my green, very neon green colorant. If you have your protective glasses and you don't remove them before the end of your soap making, then you do not have to be worried about working with lye. But do not, for the love of everything spooky, remove your protective eyewear unless you're done with lye solution and there is none around you. I know it sounds scary to hear people talk about lye solution this way, but if you have everything that you need, you're protected. So my green colorant is in here. I'm gonna be blending it, then I'll be adding my fragrance in it. In goes the fragrance. It's giving poison green apple. And this time I'm remembering not to overblend because I want things to be poured easier on the top of my yellow layer. My tone sounds a little bit different today. It's because I walked in here and there was a flood from my upstairs neighbors. I don't know what happened, but it surprised me. One of the panels from the roof has taken all of that water and it fell to the floor and it exploded like a sponge filled with water in a water party in the summer. All over the place. There was water on my walls, on my mirrors, there was water on my tables, and the water kept leaking onto the floor. It is things that happen in life. I'm not mad at anyone, but just, it's the reason why maybe my tone is a little off today. But we're here, we're making soap. I'm happy that we're making this soap, we're trying it again. And I hope that the result will make me happy as well. Yes. See, this is what I want for the rest of my layers. My camera is having issues. I don't know why it's shutting down on me. Right now it's making me worried. This mask is also reminding me of 90s slime or The Mask. It's always when I make the complicated soaps that my camera wants to stop working on me. I don't know, man. Like last time that I made a really complicated 9-layer soap, it was a soap that I called the doll. I had inspired myself from the movie Megan, or M3gan, as Ricardo likes to say, and it fell. Let me go and tap this down before the camera decides to shut on me again. We'll be back with layer after layer until I'm ready to pipe the top and put our embeds. am back. I have my piping bag with a creamy white frosting as to mimic clouds with a nice little piping tip like so. Today we have some clear quartz points. I placed them gently like so on the side. I think I want them to kind of point upwards if I can. It's hard for me to do that side because I can't really see it. I love when crystals have these little worlds inside and variations in their pattern. Next step I want to do is to put some glitter on. I might also do these little like candy sprinkles right here, which are vegan. You can get these at any cake shop. These dissolve in water, so this can also serve as an option to glitter. I just love the look of these candy sprinkles on top of soap. I think just about like this should be enough. It's also great because there is no pink inside of our rainbow soap, but we find some pink on the top. Next step for the perfectly pink ultra sparkle, all I do is grab my little makeup brush that I use just for glitter. You might be able to see on the camera the shimmer happening. Next up, we're doing Luna Ultra Sparkle. I think this micron is much thicker. Look at how shimmery that is. This is incredible. Just a tiny bit of holographic glitter. If there is to be a glittery soap, I believe it is this soap. Next step is to add some isopropyl alcohol on the top of the soap. I use 99% isopropyl alcohol, and I do this because I want to help the tops not form any soda ash. Let me bring you up, now that these crystals are wet with isopropyl alcohol, I'll show you how amazing they look up close. Hey friends, look at this, it's the next day. And I just want you to have a look at how promising the side of this bar looks. I'm obsessed already and we haven't even chopped into it. Let me tell you how happy I am that this bar and these layers are straight. The first time I ever made this bar, I wasn't able to make straight lines. And the reason for that is that back then, I would do all of my colors at the same time. Let's cut another bar. I think these are gonna do so well. And the smell is so nice too. And I think it fits so well with the Prism collection that Bramble Berry put out. Can I even trust you if you're not as obsessed as I am with this soap? Appreciate the layers, appreciate the colors, the smell, and the crystals. There was supposed to be a pink level, but I decided to omit it because we had some issues with the pigment. I think in the end, we even won that challenge because it fits quite nicely in your hand. It's more manageable in the shower, and they'll be even a little bit cheaper than I usually make my frosted soaps, so win-win situation for everyone. If you ask me if I feel better now than I did in the beginning of this video, my answer is a resounding yes. How can you be unhappy and have something that smells so good and is so colorful in your hands? I think this just might be the cure to sadness. I wanted to ask you which layer you thought was most satisfying to pour on top of the other. I think for my part, it was pouring the blue over the green for some reason. That changed my brain chemistry a little bit. What flood? A flood of happiness? This soap would have been perfect for our June launch and Pride Month. It won't be ready yet. It'll be ready for you to purchase on the first Thursday of July. Once again, I want to thank Bramble Berry for trusting me with their amazing collection called Prism. The code is good until June 30th, so don't wait up too much. That's all for today, folks. Thank you so much for being here for this prismatic soap bar. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing, and if you have a second, leave me a little comment down below. I'll see you next time, somewhere over the rainbow, perhaps.